Alright folks, I'm Tim from the Best of Loch YouTube channel, and today we're at Loch Tummel. Nice grey day with some rain, but it was a lot worse when I was driving here, so here we are. Loch Tummel's very bonny. It's a loch I come to quite a lot, so it's quite a nice loch to start the series off on. So today we're just getting in down by the dam, and the goal is to just have a nice wee paddle on the loch, but to make our way up towards Queen's View, and there's a wee island that we'll stop to have a wee break on. And today's vessel is the trusty wee Prana kayak, a whitewater boat, so it's going to be a wee workout on flat water, but I like a workout, and also I don't own a canoe currently, so the kayak it is. So, just getting in the kayak. It's been a long time since I've been in it. Oof. It's just been sitting neglected for a long time. It's saying get me out in the water. So it's about time I did that. And like that, the spray deck does not want to go on at all. So this could be entertaining. Well, not really. I don't think it's the most exciting thing to watch in the world. Well gang, I'm having a nightmare putting on this spray deck, honestly. It must have shrank in the winter. It is not going on. I've soaked it, I've let it sit in the water for ages. It's not happening, but luckily we're not going down any white water, it's flat water, so let's just open air this thing and get going. So that's us out in the water now. I'll try again later to get this spray deck up, but man, what a struggle that's been. Yeah. Now the deck's filling up with water because every time I do a paddle stroke, the water goes down the paddle and right in the middle drops into the deck. That's why a spray deck's really useful, but while I'm having my wee tea break, I'll let this just sit in the water and stretch out. So what's cool about this part of the loch, especially down towards the bottom where the dam is, it's quite narrow, so there is a bit of a current. It's almost like being on a river, and you can do a bit of ferry gliding, especially if the wind's against you as well, especially on this little bend that I'm in right now. It's quite good. The downside is, since I'm going up against the flow and against the wind, there's a lot of water splashing into my deck because I can't get that spray deck up, so I'm going to have to sort that out soon. I've got a plan. It's always a lot easier when you've got somebody else with you. They can hold the back of it while you push it forward. Or they can pull it and you can push it. But so now I'm breaking into this open wind bit, and quite a strong current. If I sit and do nothing, I'll just push back stream. What a lovely spot, and the rain has actually eased off now and the sun's come out, so that's nice. Had to put on the shades. Oh, lots of water going in now. So in a twist of fate, I've just pulled over because so much water was splashing into the deck, especially with the waves now from the wind. And just like that, first try, it's on. Happy days. So we can really crack on now and make some progress and not have to worry about filling my boat up with water earlier than planned. It's quite windy now. It's not even though. It's not even like a force 2. Just approaching one, force 2, but man, when you're in a wee kayak, a whitewater kayak to say the least, it really makes you work for it. It'll be a lot easier on the way back. I think we might have some fishermen, so I'll go to the other side now. Okay, we're now into force 2 for sure, which again is nothing if you're in a craft that likes to go in a straight line on the flat water. Old folk have a wee bit out of shape, if you couldn't tell. Christmas has been good to us in the form of mince pies and turkey, and I know that was a long time ago, but it takes a while to burn off. I might go hug the shoreline here and see. It's a wee bit more shelter. It doesn't look like it actually, to be fair. I think I'm just in a nice wind tunnel at the moment. I'll just push through. There's a couple of nice wee ducks and geese about here. There's war on the screen. Oh, I made it worse. I think I made it a million times worse. Anyway, sorry, I tried. Yeah, there's loads of wildlife now around this bit. A couple of Egyptian geese. Canadian geese. A wee bit cold for the Egyptian geese. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Canadian geese over there, you can't really see them on the camera that I've got over there. It's nice to see. And loads of wee ducks. It's nice to see a bit of wildlife when you're out and about. It's not as exciting as a whale or anything, but I'll take a duck. Absolutely. Now, I don't know if you can tell, or if the camera's picking this up at all, but coming around the bend now in the loch, and I can certainly see a good flow of water coming round. Whether that's the wind or the current itself, hard to tell, but it's definitely going to be a good workout around this corner. So I've come around the bend now. It's definitely just full on windy now, constant wind, force 2, occasional white cap veering, and just gonna have to power through, and if I run out of energy before we get to that island, then we're just having tea on the side. Nothing wrong with that. It's about having a good day out, paddling on a log, just enjoying ourselves in nature. I tell you what, there's a lot of Canadian geese. So at least have a bit of company out here. And now that I'm in the wind fully, it's nippy on the hands. Should have brought my gloves, but I hate wearing gloves when the hands are wet. It's a strange thing, I know. But I should have just bit the bullet and warned them. Anyway, crack on. Whew. It's a struggle, folks, it's a struggle. Hard work pushing against the wind. But I hope it stays. And I hope it goes the same way. Because this will be a piece of cake going back. But knowing my luck, it'll change direction. 9 out of 10 times when I go paddling, that happens. It's never easy. But I won't need a gym membership. I might do this. And there's a wee bit of cliffs coming up on the side, and I'm just going to go hug those for a bit of shelter from the wind for a minute. And then I think I can see the island on the horizon now, so I'll push on to that after I catch my breath and get a minute out of this wind. So I've just got out of the wind for a minute and it's a lot calmer. You can feel the boat bouncing just on the waves that the wind's creating. And I might take my glasses off and have a proper look around. It's lovely in this part of the world. The lochs are just surrounded by trees, a lot of pine trees and oaks and birches, and yeah, it's lovely. And also, quite often when you're out here, you'll see trout and salmon jumping out of the water, and deer on the side. If you're lucky, a beaver or an otter. I'm yet to see a beaver while I'm out paddling. I've seen loads while I'm walking about, and one even had the nerve to come to where I work and dam off the pond, but that's alright. I quite liked him, but yeah, I've not seen one when I'm out in the water. But this spot here is just lovely. If I didn't have my heart set before I went there, I was going to have my cup of tea on that island, I would have it here, you know that. Look at that. Let's have a wee tour under the branches. This lovely tree. I wonder what stories that tree could tell. It could speak. How many cheeky kayakers have come under it to hide from the wind? I actually did my open water canoe leader assessment on this loch, and the first time I failed, so I was not to be defeated. I came back and did it again. Good times. Ironically, I've hardly been in a canoe since then. I stick to kayaks mostly. But I will purchase a canoe because I want to get out more on the lochs and do a wee bit of more expedition stuff. And it's hard to get all your gear in a kayak of this size. But we'll see what happens. Right, I will crack on, break into the wind again, put my glasses on just so they don't fall off. Let's get at it. Okay, we're breaking into the wind again. Almost immediately bashed by that water and a wall of wind. The island is in front of us, straight ahead. We have some geese spectating. What's this crazy boy doing? Doesn't he know that's a whitewater boat? But to be fair, in the choppy water, it's gone a lot better actually. So, the island straight ahead, and soon we'll be at it. Having some lunch, having some tea. It's actually coffee. I don't know why I've been calling it tea this whole time. Here we are, approaching the island. And I think there's actually a bigger island, but I'm not greedy. I will settle with the wee one. A wee one suits me fine. I'll just find somewhere to pull in and have right to eat. And I do want to be mindful that there may be birds nesting, so I'm just going to be careful not to disturb them, and if there are some I shall just carry on and go somewhere else. Don't see any at the moment. Certainly don't hear any shouting at me to bugger off. There's a wee beach calling my name. Welcome, explorer. Oh. Let's see if we get it. Oh, my legs are seized. Whew. So we have made it to the island, which is good news. Happy days. And I'm just using this tree, woo, big boy, as my kitchen. Mainly using it as a windbreak. Hopefully it'll be a bit warmer under its branches and a bit less wind. So yes, thank you tree. Got my water on boiling to make my coffee. Guys, don't know if you can see, but I am being scouted by some geese. Oh dear. So yeah, that's on the boil. Oh look, my hat's broken. Can't get anything good these days. Yeah, so while it's boiling, just tell you a little bit about the channel or the idea. So it's called Best of Loch, and the idea behind it was one day I was driving with Emily, my partner, and I was like, oh, I wonder if anyone has been to every loch in Scotland. And she was like, oh, probably. I was like, probably not. I think I'm going to be the first guy to do it all. So Emily just had a Google then and there, and it was like there's something like 30,000 lochs in Scotland, fresh water, and that's like on the mainland apparently. That's not even including the islands. So there's no chance that I can do every single one of them before I die. No, not a slight chance at all. However, I thought, oh well, it'd be nice to see how many I can do before I die. So hopefully I've got a long life ahead of me yet, and we'll see how many lochs I can get. Hopefully before the time I'm 60, it'd be nice if I could do at least 10 of those 30 whatever thousand lochs. So yeah, best of luck to me. That's the idea pretty much. Anyway, hopefully I'll have some nice tea soon, coffee. So I also thought while I'm out here doing these trips, it'd be nice if I try a different type of instant noodle every time I'm out. Because if you know me, you know I love noodles. So hopped in the shop looking for the cheapest packet possible today, and we've got Yum Soo instant noodles, special chicken flavour, ready in 3 minutes. The thing about these kind of trips is you can eat anything and you're like, this is amazing because you're hungry, you've just burnt a load of energy, it's cold, your body's like, give me the calories. So I'm sure this is going to taste great. I don't know what makes it special chicken flavour. What is special chicken? Maybe he was raised in a very fancy place, got his feet massaged every day, on the treadmill for 40 minutes, spa therapy, who knows. I'll let you know how it goes anyway. And then we've just got a wee instant coffee for light packing, you know, life's easy. Got my coffee. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited about it. I'm so cold. My windshield isn't really working at the moment, and the gas is just stopped on the noodles there, so I need to sort that out, but I'm gonna heat myself up with this coffee first. It's just instant, but it's good. When you're this cold, it's good. Hey, we have gas again. That's good. The noodles are on the way. They're just starting to heat up. Yeah, that certainly looks like it's boiling. Smells good, tell you what, smells good. So, that has been a nice 3 minutes on the noodles. So let's see how these special chicken noodles go down. See what's so special about them. Sorry, I don't know how much you want to watch man eat noodles, but probably not that much. Well, they're warm and they're noodly. But as I say, they were the cheapest ones in the shop, so I can't complain at like 20p or less a packet. So to be fair, there's a wee bit more water in there than I usually put, but I'd already heated it up. I don't want to waste anything. The broth's going to go down, heat me up as well. So, okay, it's fine. It's fine. Special chicken. What's the brand? Yum Soo or something? Hold on. Yeah, Yum Soo instant noodles, special chicken. I'm gonna give these a 6 out of 10. Nothing special, even though it's special chicken, but they do the job, and they're boosting my mood. So, thank you, Yum Soo. Yummy. How about that for a view while they have the noodles? Lovely. So that's the view down the loch while I have my lunch. Still quite windy, and doesn't seem to be dying down, but the sun poked out for a minute there, that was nice. And there's some geese were coming to see what I was up to. Thought I'd have to fight them for my spot under the tree, but they just said hello and moved on. What is obvious to me about this island is that there is a lot of bird poo everywhere. Dried up. Dried up's a loose term. There's no fresh poo, but it's obviously been rained on and it's quite soggy. So I think perhaps if I had come here earlier, I would have been forced to move on by nesting birds. And so if you're ever out here, make sure you're aware that the island might not be your final destination, as the birds may be nesting here. But yeah, at first glance you're like, oh, there's like weird fungi stuff everywhere. But nah, that's just poo. Lots and lots of poo. Anyway, doesn't bother me. I'll wash off in the shower for 2 minutes because there's probably water in my boat. Just a wee thing I'll touch on, guys, while I'm at this island. Scotland is one of the few places in the world left now that you can pretty much go anywhere. The right to roam rule is a fantastic rule. However, it's looking like in the future it may not exist anymore due to people basically being dirty. So for example, I'm out here on this island. I've had a look about the island and there's one bit of rubbish, which is a shame. I should look about this island and find no rubbish. So I've picked that up. Likewise, I've just had a packet of crisps today and a packet of noodles, I've just seen. And I'm going to take those away with me. The next person that comes to this island should see no trace or evidence that I've been here. And that's how you want to leave things. How you find them, or even better, if there was rubbish there when you get there. But I don't take it for granted that I can come to places like this. It blows my mind away. I mean, there's probably, out of the billions of people on this earth, there's probably a couple hundred who've been on this island, and I'm lucky to be one of the people that are on it. And I'm excited for any of you who watch this to come out and stand on this island too. And I hope that for my grandchildren and their grandchildren that is still possible in Scotland. And that will only happen if we respect the land and tidy up after ourselves. That's my wee bit of Greenpeace energy done for the video, but it's an important thing, so I always just give a wee mention for that. So there's my ad for Keep Scotland Clean. Alright, let's get this show on the road again, on the loch again. It doesn't have the same ring to it. Don't think Willie Nelson would sing about that. Right, let's see if I can get the spray deck on this time. Oh no! Disaster strikes before we even started. My strap for the seat has come undone. Nothing's going smoothly today. Can't complain because I've just had a good lunch, so save all my complaining for later in the day. Let's see, get that, there we go. Jeez, oh. Right, let's try again. Let's get this show on the road. Oh, my hands are so cold. Let's see if we're gonna get the spray deck on. First try. I highly doubt it. But we can never be hopeful that a miracle can happen. Come on! Oh, it was so close. It was so close. Come on. I should have had more porridge this morning. And in actual fact, I didn't have any. Which is probably the problem in itself. Come on. There it is. Woo! That was way harder than it needed to be. Right. I'll just stash this GoPro in there because, you know, tight man doesn't want to pay for another one. Right. Let's crack on. Just putting these shades on because I don't want them to fall out. Should have got a little bit closer to the water as well. I was actually looking for a seal link, deep enough. Good thrusting action going on there. Right, we're out on the water. And there's a cold wind blowing down the loch. There's snow-peaked mountains up there, so But that's alright, because it's going to bring me right down the loch. Look, I don't even need to do anything. Just phew, close. Nice to spin me around though. There's flats behind that. What's quite good about the wind, when you're going downwind with the wind, sometimes you can just catch a wee wave that it creates and you get to surf for a second or two, which is nice. Oh, my fingers are feeling some other sort of way right now. A nice burning sensation, but nice is not the correct word I would use actually. But hopefully just paddling will heat them up, even though cold water keeps dripping on them. So we've just come round the last corner and I can see the car off on the horizon. So that's good. And the wind has died down, so I've got to put in a bit more work here towards the end, but that's fine. Still pretty cold in the hands, so working isn't a problem, that'll heat me up. But yeah, this has been Loch Tummel. There's a chimney just went past on the road. If you don't know, I like chimneys. I don't own a chimney, but one day I will. Anyway, that's Loch Tummel for you. It's a nice wee loch, and it's quite a narrow one, but a long one. And it's just a privilege to be out on it. And we'll see where we go to next. And here we are. Bounce back. You shall keep your paddle. Oh. Oh. Tell you what, it never gets any easier on the knees. Oh, and then you just enter the birthing position. Right, righty tighty. Oh, oh, get past them. Against the bone. Well, folks, that's that trip done. The boat's back on the car, and I am in a warm jacket. I can honestly say there's nothing better than a warm jacket after a trip like that. The cold wind, cold water, cold Scotland. But aye, that's the Tummel. Look at her. She's a beauty. And I can recommend the Tummel if you're looking for a nice wee easy loch. Access is good, by the way. The rangers are put this nice car park there for you, right at the get in, and there's other spaces along the way. Just make sure you leave space for other people to get in behind you and stuff, and don't leave a mess, and they're usually happy. And I do know that if you want to fish on this loch, you need a permit, and you can get a permit at the hardware store in Pitlochry last time I checked. And any more information you want to know, ask in the comments, I guess, and I'll see what I can find for you. But yeah, so that's Loch Tummel, and I've been Tim. Best of luck to you. One thing I would say though is if you're coming down here, with a lot of these Scottish lochs it's similar anyway, but single track road, and if you're not used to those, you just got to take your time and be a courteous driver, and especially when you're coming up blind bends and stuff, you really want to take your time. You never know who could be coming towards you. Sometimes there could be big forestry lorries, and usually on these roads there'll be a passing place, so you just have to get into the passing place if it's on your side of the road and let the person pass. So for example, there's one just there, and it's also important that if you come here or any of these wee roads with the passing places, that you don't park in the passing place and leave your vehicle, because that just causes a whole heap of trouble. And there's designated parking places with the P sign that's for parking, so you can park there. But if it's got a passing place or a passing place sign, make sure you just pull over in those and don't park in them. But yeah, it's quite a fun wee road actually. This is the Foss Road. It really makes you want to release your inner rally driver, but you must resist that urge. Keep the speed down and just enjoy the drive, enjoy the scenery. Just watch out for oncoming vehicles, motorbikes and cyclists, deer, sheep. You never know what's going to be around the bend on these wee roads.